let's do this thing. Why don't I start talking once the thing is there and is gone? Yeah, let's do that. Uh, cool.
There we are.
Hey, I am Judd. We are here on the Actual Play Twitch stream. Uh, if you are interested in subscribing, all money goes to the National Abortion Fund, and this is a way that I think after it's funny now I'm thinking about this totally differently because Jay and I just talked about like money and gaming for like 2 hours yesterday. So now I'm like, on one hand, it allows us to not worry about money and just be like, well, you know, we don't have to like worry about splitting things up, and we know our gaming geekery goes to a cool cause. But like,
Right.
yeah, the better part is that our gaming geekery goes to a good cause. The truth is, we'd all be doing this anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
And,
Right. We'd be doing it anyway.
Let's be real. We're not here to be superstars, and we're not, because there's two of you, and one of them is me on this stream right now, and that's cool. I'm totally fine with that. Do I look uncomfortable? So that's another thing that Jay and I talked about for about 2 hours yesterday. Anyway, when that recording comes on, it'll be good. You'll see it on Jay's Substack. So yeah, that's the deal with this channel. So please subscribe. You get a free subscription if you are on Amazon Prime. You automatically get a free prescription through Twitch. So if you think about it, putting that Amazon Prime evil back into our channel so we can put that money towards national abortion funds almost makes you break even in the good place math, right? Like almost. You're close. You're close to breaking even. You're not. Well, it's a close thing. So anyway, no judgment. I've got the Prime thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
This could be really interesting when the UPS drivers go on strike in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get real, no doubt. I'm gonna go around. Jeremiah, do you want to talk about what you did this weekend? Because I think it's going to be the most interesting thing of all of us. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Me and my friends group, there's two things we like to do. One, day drink. Two, dress up nice for things that normally you don't dress up nice for. So we combined both of those things and went to a giant furniture store in the area and just wandered around acting goofy for 2 or 3 hours.
That's amazing.
Did you wander around IKEA in dress-up clothes and day drink?
It was not IKEA. It was,
Oh, okay. Because I was meant to be really...
Well, no, it's even better because
confusing as hell.
the place here, Nebraska Furniture Mart, they have a restaurant and bar in there. So it's all there.
What was your outfit? Jeremiah? What were you wearing?
I had a button-up shirt. It was 90 degrees, so I wasn't going to wear pants. So I wore nice shirts and shorts and a nice pair of shoes, some inappropriate socks. It was good times.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Inappropriate socks.
Sounds good. Awesome. Jay, how are things going? Anything you want to talk about with your endeavors?
Everything is good. It was a nice, easy day today. I made pancakes this morning. So I'm diabetic. I don't get pancakes all the time. But every now and again, right, it makes life fantastic. I made some pancakes. And then I worked on some code stuff. And that's boring and nerdy, but I made some amazing progress. And I love coding. If you cut me, I bleed ones and zeros. So I spent most of the day working on some stuff.
Nice.
It's kind of like it was therapeutic, right? I like people say house cleaning is sometimes, right? There was something therapeutic about cleaning up some old legacy code and making some changes in there. So it was a nice easy Sunday today.
Cool. I like hearing that. Awesome. Misha B, you working on anything in particular that you wanna?
I have to get. I restarted my Tumblr in trying to push myself to get back into sewing because I've got projects that have been sitting on the back burner for a while. So now I actually have to go do stuff theoretically. But yeah, so I want a 1700s style dress But to do that, I have to have 1700 style underpinnings, and I don't want to pay the $200 it costs to buy 1700s underpinnings, so I have to make the 1700s. And that's just a pain in the ass, and I don't want to do it yet.
Got it.
I'm trying to psych myself into doing that.
Got it. Cool. We will have to share Tumblr links. I would like to follow your Tumblr. And I've been, I got like check in. Every once in a while I remember like, oh yeah, Tumblr's a thing. That's fun. And I run over there and look at folks. Awesome. Thank you for the folks who are in our chat. It's nice to see y'all. And when we started last game, we were looking at doing a repo job for a ship called the Bard's Triumph, which is like an old Lightning class scout cruiser, a big military ship that had clearly gone over to pirates, and they had a fake they had a obviously spoofed transponder, and they were on the space station. I'm going to name the planet after Misha's character, since her character's family are the planetary, dukes and ducal family. So I think the planet's called Matzi, and and we can figure out the name of the space station in time. I'm not too worried about it. I would like to get everyone. So last game, we kind of all went our separate ways, and we came back at the end. This game, I think we're going to go a little bit of our separate ways, but I want to get people back faster than an hour. I think I was looking at it and I was like, that was too much. So I think I've got a way to bring everybody together in like a weird tense scene, and I think it'll be fun. I think you've all kind of like started drifting there, but let's see what happens. We will start with. I'm gonna go Jay, Jeremiah, and then Misha, and you'll all see what I'm doing. So like, either lean into it or do what your character would do, or do something that I totally don't expect. I don't have a set plot thing going. You all know what I'm doing. How I do this, and that I'm going with the flow, and I am delighted to be surprised. So Jay, Vaughn gets let's ask. Does Vaughn like seek out this pirate captain?
Yes.
You're
yes.
Gonna get aggressive.
Well, I'll see how he wants to play it. I mean, he said he could take me, right? So it sounds like he wants to dance, right?
Right.
But I just really want the job so that I'm the inside man.
Right. But you also kind of want to kick this guy's ass. Like,
well,
you're
yeah.
in between. Yeah.
Because I tried to play it nice. I was like, hey, I just want a job. We don't really have to do the man dance. Let's just, But the other guy's like, no, we're going to dance.
All right. Sounds good. I want to open up my Stars Without Number book. They've got a good name thing in the back. I'm going to try to find that before we get started, just so I have some names. Otherwise, I won't name anything at all. There we go. Name generator. Cool. I think we've had too many scenes in bars, and I'm kind of bored of it. So let's say that you meet in like a little rundown plaza that the space station has as like a public, a public meeting place, and you see this. You saw like a faded hologram of him when he sent you a text, when he sent you his return message. So you kind of know what he looks like. And what you didn't know is that he has a cybernetic arm, and you can see that like it's a heavy old fashioned one that like connects up to his spine, so that it doesn't it doesn't wrench him around when he uses it. and he's watching a busker play guitar,
Gotcha.
and kind of enjoying it, and he sees you, and his eyes widen, and he says, "You must be the applicant."
Vaughn, yes, yes.
How's it going? I'm Shu.
I put my hand out to shake hands.
Yeah, he'll like, I think that the hand you go to shake is his
Yeah.
is his cyborg hand, right? Okay.
Yeah. And I take a look at it and I say, you get that in the wars?
In a manner of speaking, there was a fire on ship, and I almost all made it out. A door closed on me, and here we are. So, and I think like one of his officers comes over and says, "This the nosebreaker?" And he says, "Yeah." So it'd be good to have a guy like that for our meet. And he goes, "Oh, you're subtle. You're good. That's good. It's good to keep that kind of thing quiet." And he says, "Why don't we have a drink, take measure of each other, and see if we want to work together?"
That sounds good. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Cool. Yeah, I think he takes a bottle out of his bag and gets a couple of cups, and you both kind of tip cups, and then we're gonna cut. I'm gonna kind of try to do fast cuts around. Here we go.
Yeah.
Misha, you get a call from your older sister. Your very ambitious older sister. And yeah, it's a high priority. Like, the call comes in, high priority. Like, everything about the way she did the call is like, I know you're on station. Our cousin already told us.
Damn it. She was supposed to give me 24 hours.
She did. She lied. She
I
lied.
know.
You failed the role, and she lied. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, the call comes in.
So takes a minute, like, make sure there's no crumbs or anything on her shirt. And then, yeah, takes the call.
Cool. So one interesting thing upon re-listening to this is that you said that Adama Mazi either wears white or lots of colors and beautiful patterns. Which are you wearing today? And does it have, like, what does that mean culturally to you to wear the white as opposed to wear the colors?
So I think white is either high ceremony or around family, or like, by yourself, like lounging around the house.
Yeah.
And then color is like day-to-day wear.
Cool. Love it.
So if she was puttering around a room, she's probably in like, just like a loose, flowy white dress looking kind of thing.
Cool.
So it took all of 3 hours to squeal to you, huh?
Oh, what are you gonna do? I think she names the family, like the part of the family that she's from, and she's like, she's from that part of the family. They're fine administrators, but they don't have much of a political bone in their body.
She did say she was trying to stay out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess this is her way of staying out of it. I need you on a thing. I'm having a meet with some spacers, and if what they're claiming is true, it could be really big for our family.
What are they claiming?
I'm not talking about it on an open channel. I have no idea what kind of phone you're using or what your crypto is like. It's not exactly what scouts are known for. Also, Mom is totally going to ask what rank you ended with, even though scouts don't get rank.
Have rank.
She's going to do that. I'm just warning you.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I haven't shown up at the house?
No, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, we can absolve you of all of that not showing up at the house if you help me out with this, because
When?
in about 2 hours.
Send me the details.
I'm sending you the coordinates. And I'll send a driver around to pick you up.
Do you have to?
I think she hangs up on you. We should name her. Are we going with Igbo?
Yeah.
Cool. Fantasy name generator. Do your thing. Awesome. Halim.
Perfect.
Halim Matsi. Yeah. Cool. Eldest sis. Aiden, you get a call. I think it's on the merchant line, which means it's someone who knows. It's someone who went through your merchant clan and said hey, who is someone else in the clan who I could contact right now? So it got routed through that to your
Sure.
to your
There's
phone now.
A merchant network of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I need another name. Hold on. It's got to be a good one. How do you do? I am Chioma Uchi. I am a servant of the Matsi family, and we need a broker for a deal. We're talking to some spacers, and we need a mercantile third party who can broker it. I understand that you are the son of Brooke Sigmund's daughter.
Yeah.
And you don't have a sister around who can handle this?
Not in system, no.
All right. So do you feel like you're up for it? This is a meeting between spacers who say they have a deal for something and the ducal family. It's two heirs.
No, I'm retired, right? I left the
yeah, that's okay. That's fine. We will go to someone else. I'm sure that the Matsi family was they were going to pay. They're going to pay double rates, but
okay. Wait. Double?
They were going. Yeah, you weren't going to earn 10% of whatever the deal was. You were going to earn 20. That's correct. And the extra 10 was going to come out of the Matsi family coffers. Do you know what the planet underneath this substation, what the substation is called?
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm just making sure. It's not that I think of any bioessentialism in gender as a thing. It's just that I know that in mercantile families, they tend to throw their education and training at the women.
I'm also aware. Yeah. Where and when is this deal?
If I will send you a contract, and if you sign it, you will get a data packet with the whereabouts. Would you like me to send a driver?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The information's incoming as soon as you put your thumbprint on it. The driver will be on their way.
All right, I'll be waiting.
Cool. So Jay, how long into this drinking do you both realize that you were Marines on opposite sides, where he was an Imperial and you were Motzi House, and like you might have fired on each other at some points? Like,
I think we might be 2 or 3 glasses in.
nice.
But I think maybe I recognize because of his arm, right?
Yeah.
I think any prosthetics that happen, any bionics, any cybernetics that happen, one brand was on one side of the fight,
Right.
and another brand was on the other side, right?
Yeah. 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 He says, why'd you leave? Why'd you muster out?
Time to do other stuff.
Doing it? Have you gotten up to anything interesting?
No, just seeing where I'm gonna grow roots at, and just been on the move 3 or 4 systems from where I'm mustered out from. Seems like the Mozzies are everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, he takes a drink and says, to be really honest, they've got to be better than the Imperials. They've got to be better than anyone who's saying that they can trace their roots right back to Earth, and that gives them something. But it is what it is. That said, according to their original ducal edict, they're supposed to ease the planet into a republic as soon as things are settled. Things look pretty settled down there to me.
I haven't been down there yet. I was just hoping to find some work and ship out with whatever that work is. I'd just like to see something different.
Well, you want to see what a meeting between spacers trying to sell a dream to the Motzi family is? You want to work security for that? You up for it?
Sure. Am I going to see some action?
I fucking hope not.
All right.
Yeah, I think that is how you all end up on various sides of this meetup. I think it is in a mercantile, the Aiden's like mercantile clan area of the space of the station, and so they have like a room. They have like room set aside, and
negotiation rooms.
Yep. I think, yeah, since the ducal family is involved, they're probably pretty beautiful rooms. They probably look down on the planet, and out on the stars, and yeah, it probably looks something like a boardroom. Lots of data that can be thrown up from phones onto walls. And yeah, I think it's kind of Aiden's show, right? He is the person. He is the person leading this negotiation. The way it's set up is that he's not there to make anything particular happen. The way I envision it is like you're there for the sanctity of the agreement, even if the agreement is to walk away, right? Like sometimes you get 2 people together and you're like, yeah, what I'm recommending is that you 2 don't go into fucking business together, right? You're like you are a couples therapist for the deal or not the deal.
Gotcha.
But like you're not into like the couple. Like if you have to ease a breakup, you ease a breakup. But if you have to, if you can bring everybody together, you bring everybody together. And Yeah, I think Captain Shu, having had 4 fucking shots with Vaughn, throws bulletproof chest armor and on and a knife on Vaughn. I think there are no weapons in this part, like no firearms in this part of the station.
Gotcha.
And so I think but it's a lot of knives, and Aiden, you get paid like a flat rate if you ease them apart, and you get paid like 10% plus 20 plus another 10% from the Mazia family if there's a deal made.
Okay.
And but you also haven't been told what the fuck the deal is yet.
I was like, what was it, that data packet? There was nothing in there.
It was the location of a ship, but they kept it really vague.
Okay.
And then I think, that's it. It's the location of a salvage, but like they don't say what the salvage is. They just say like, the ship in question. Like it's kept super, super vague.
Interesting. Okay.
And
I might, because we've got like a couple hours before the meeting takes place, right?
Yeah.
I would probably. Well, does it matter? And I feel like it helps to know what the deal is. I might like ping Adama to see what she can find out through her family.
Right.
Because if her family's involved, like, yo, what's this deal about? And maybe even like a group chat with the group. Because if Vaughn's working his way into the pirate, maybe he overhears something.
Yep.
If we have any idea what the deal is, I'd probably just say it looks like it's something about salvage rights or something, but that's all I know.
I think you ping Adama right as her sister is telling her that the thing they're here for is to find is to be sold the coordinates of an ancient capital ship that like current technology doesn't know how to build, and it would give the Mazi orbital fleet the ability to do legit battle with the Imperial Earthers.
Oh, okay. So they would be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But I love the idea of like the 3 of you getting on a conference call from like corners of
different
the 3 corners of this thing. Yeah. I think that's cool.
Capital ship, huh? That's holy shit.
Yeah. That would be a lot.
Remind me who the actual job that we're trying to hone in on is to get the Bard's Triumph, basically, right?
Yes, that was our original mission.
I don't remember like if we really defined who that job was for, or if it was more like a bounty situation or what.
Yeah, it was more like a bounty situation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Because I mean, there's a small part of me. It's like we could just leapfrog over this Bard's Triumph and go for this capital ship. I don't know if 3 people are enough to. Probably not.
What Misha, I feel like you're about to say something.
So the Bard's Triumph is basically pirates, and so we're the ruling family is getting ready to negotiate with pirates for the coordinates of a ancient artifact.
Yeah.
Okay, so things that could be on the table are things like, I don't know, clemency.
Yep.
Safe harbor.
Legit ownership of the ship. Yeah.
Some sort of freebooter writ. Like
right. Oh yeah, letter of marque. Sure.
Yeah,
Letter
sure.
of mark. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Okay,
Cool.
it's gonna be real fun if. Sure, yeah. Here's this letter of marque. Oh, oops! Now you don't have a ship.
Right.
Well, I mean, and passage 4. Hey, so now you've got letters of marque. We'd like to hire you to take us to the coordinates that you are getting ready to sell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vaughn, I imagine you like, you're in the corner of a room, like talking to these folks. The pirates are behind you, kind of arguing about what they're going to be demanding. And they're kind of not paying attention to you because you're muscle, right?
Right.
Yeah. Anything to add to this hot ass mess?
No, I think I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm sizing up what the pirates brought. I'm sizing up who's coming in the door on the Matsi side, right? What did the merchants bring? In case this thing becomes physical, I'm just trying to figure out who all the prime movers are.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. The hell, I said the guy's name. Oh, sugar. Uchi Obazi. Yeah, that's him. Basically, the pirates tell you that they were only going to that the Mazi family was only going to bring one person, and you recognize his name immediately because he was the commandant of the Marines, and yeah, he's Uchi Obazi. What do you remember about Uchi Obazi? What is Vaughn's like defining memory of this like old Marine who works directly with the ducal family?
I don't think I ever met him, but I think his picture's everywhere. I think there's statues in the barracks and things like that.
Nice.
Right. I think he's got some. I don't even want to say a tale. I think it is historical fact. He single-handedly, right, held a position as his platoon were wounded, decimated against whoever the opposition was at the time. But yeah, he single-handedly held that until reinforcements came.
Cool.
Something outrageous, right?
Yeah. Sounds good. Misha, what do you remember about Uncle Uchi?
I think he was like, by the time I came around, he was in charge of teaching the family how the like kids of the family how to fight. So he was like my sword master.
Yeah, he was.
He was a cantankerous old man then, and he's probably even more cantankerous now.
Yep. Yeah, I think he says, "Young Adama, welcome back."
Happy to serve, as always. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
How was your time in the Scouts?
Educational. I learned that a body can survive without water for longer periods of time than I initially thought.
I hope that what you have endured there serves you well. I think, and I told you this before you left, but I'll say it again. I think you would have been a fine Marine.
Yeah, but then I'd have to listen to people yelling at me. I don't do well with that. And you know that I don't do well with that.
He sighs. Fair enough. He says, your sister says, someone has to go out and talk to the what would your title be, Aiden? The speaker? Jeremiah? What do you think?
Huh.
Negotiator?
I kind of like just merchant as the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah. Yeah. Your sister says someone should go speak with the merchant. It probably shouldn't be the highest ranking person here. And so, like, eyes look towards Adama.
Nice.
So yeah, she like straightens her spine and
Yeah.
steps into the room.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Captain Shu says, says, all right, quiet down. I'm going to open the door so the sound's going to be able to go out. I don't want them to hear you salty pirates screaming at each other. I got to go talk to some spoiled ducal heir who's probably never left the palace. I think, like, when he opens the door, Adama can look in and see Vaughn, in there. But Vaughn is not asked to come out. And Shu walks out. You can smell liquor on him a little bit. He's an older man, pirate tattoos on his face, and Imperial Marine tattoos on his face, and a cybernetic arm. And I think he comes out and says, "You are the merchant?"
I am.
Great. And you are the first representative, I guess. I've never done this kind of thing before.
I am.
Great. So I'm going to try to cut to the chase here. We've got, in the out in the void out there, we've got coordinates of a capital ship. It is ancient. It is human made, and it is incredible enough that you could hold off the Imperials, if not take them.
I'm surprised you didn't take this to the Imperials first. Or did you?
He holds up his arm and says, I served with the Imperials, and I'm not sure that's the way this sector should go.
Neither are we.
I bet.
So, what is it you want, Captain?
I think you can well imagine where we want to start. What do you all have to offer?
Well, I could offer letters of marque so that you're no longer branded as pirates.
That's a start. It's a start in the right direction. Merchant, can you verify that the people we're talking to have the ability and the power to make that kind of a promise?
Yeah, they absolutely have that power in this system. And potentially farther if once they get their hands on that ship, if their territory grows.
Huh. It's a good start. It's a promising start. Let's get some more of our people in the room and get this underway.
I imagine having hired like a little local catering company to, bring in
totally
snacks and refreshments, because everybody's happier when they got something to drink, something to snack on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think like this was kind of the opening salvo, right? And then I think it becomes, I think the food is put out, and
more people go in.
Like there's like 20 minutes where people go back, where Shu goes back to his people, and Adama goes back to hers, and Aiden is left in this room with food service workers bringing food in. In crisp white coats and white gloves, and and I think there comes a time where everyone kind of comes together, and and it's a little bit more informal, but you start putting the specifics on the table. Your sister says, so they want what? They want to be legitimized. They want all their past crimes wiped?
At least the ones against us. We can't do anything about the Imperial ones. I'm sure they also want some quantity of money. I definitely think we should ask them for passage. It'd be easier to use their ship to go find this thing than to use one of ours. Less obvious, too.
Yeah, I think your sister's like eyes narrow at that. And she says, we would need a family agent to do that. Do you have anybody in mind?
Oh, you're right. We would, wouldn't we? Maybe somebody who has experience doing things like this out and about?
Someone who can go a number of weeks without water?
Who knows how to use a vac suit and can pilot things, can fix things if break.
She nods her head. She kind of shakes her head.
Oh, come on, I'm the best candidate for the job. Don't even give me that look.
All right. Let's get this deal sealed. So at that moment, Adama, are you thinking this is another step towards stealing the ship back, or are you thinking, oh, that job is over, we're into new shit?
I'm thinking that job is over.
Okay.
Because if we're going to legitimize them, then the bounty is pretty much off.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
Because we hadn't been paid for that other job anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, that was just like, you guys, that was just you. That was the two things. That was like a want ad, and that was an excuse to get everybody together.
Yeah.
So I'm totally cool with like going into a weird part of space and like looking at an ancient capital ship. Like that is also a fine adventure that I am interested in embarking on, which is totally awesome. Cool.
And I just
wanted to double check. Jay?
I was going to say, and we can always just take the pirate ship.
If I need to take it over once we're on it, that's much easier than,
Because then we're all inside.
But it's easier if you have a crew that's working with you than having to fight a crew to, get a thing.
Awesome. Yeah, Aiden, you're watching, like, you know, I think there's probably some digital space where you know, pirate officers and Matzi family clerks are furiously throwing paperwork, you know, and piling things and looking at stuff, and you're watching this happen. You're like, holy shit, this deal's going to go through. I would imagine you're going to be a millionaire.
At 20%? Yeah.
That's good, because I'm pretty broke.
Yeah.
I didn't get much when I mustered out.
Yeah.
I think I think that motivates me, because that's like almost in a like one last deal kind of a thing. Like if I help make sure this deal goes through, keep everybody happy, like
Right.
then I can truly leave that merchant life behind.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're watching things administratively pile into that digital space that is like compiling on some wall, and you realize that like your money gets released when the Matzi family says we have control of the ship.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
Vested interest in making sure that happens.
Yep. Vaughn, there's not going to be any fucking violence here. Like you're watching this thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're eating the best food you've ever eaten, and probably like there's some little thing in a little cake, and you just can't figure out how they got this cake so little. And it's so good. It melts in your mouth. It's unfucking real. You don't know what kind of sauce it is, or meat, or whatever, or fake meat, or whatever. Like it's just incredible. But yeah, there's definitely not going to be like, how does Vaughn fill that time?
I think eating, right? Eating and checking out Obasi, right? I'm looking at a legend in the room, right?
Yeah.
And wondering, you know, is he still any good?
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I keep my distance, right? And I stay on the pirate side with the pirates. I stay in cover. And yeah, I'm a big dude, so I need the calories.
Yeah. Yes, I just rolled. I've got a table of like reaction rolls. And
nice.
Yeah, Obasi, I rolled for Obasi with you is unreceptive. So I think his eyes just go right over you.
Nice.
As like just another pirate. Like he does not notice.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, is there a role we could make where you could kind of size him up, or should I just tell you shit? I'm just trying to figure out like what tools are at work here that you have. Like, is there a role you want to make to know something more about Obasi, or what? What is there anything on your character sheet you want to use? I guess is what I'm asking.
Right. No, I think it's fictional. I think in the narrative, in the fiction, he's kind of looking him over, sizing him up, having those thoughts. Man, I wonder if I can take that guy. Is he still any good? Right.
Right.
I mean, he's a legend, and if I, I become a legend if I beat the legend. Right. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's all fictional. I don't.
Cool. Yeah, it's all kind of in your head. Good. Yeah. So, Vaughn, you're kind of like, you're there when Shu and his first mate are like chatting about stuff, and he's like, they want to charter our ship to take them out there. He's like, motherfuckers, who are we taking? It's like the first one. He's like, oh, the younger one, and he's like, yeah. He's like, who do they want to bring with her? And it says, well, they want Obasi, but I think we should say that that he can't come. I mean, I think that's too much. They want Obasi and a platoon of Marines. Yeah, let's. He looks at you and says,
and I would say, if I may, I think it's fine. If it goes sideways, you can handle the Marines, and I can talk you through Obasi.
The first mate, her name is Harriet. She says, talk us through Obasi? What the fuck does that even mean?
Is she young? Is she old?
Yeah, I think she is pretty young.
Yeah?
She's a first mate. I think she's like, she's like scrappy. I think she's not that big. She can get in and out of weird little spaces. I think she's got some scars on her hands to let you know that she's been in some 0G fights.
Gotcha. Yes, I think I might turn sideways to look at her, right? But I look right back at Shu, and I say, "You and me, we bled in the void. You know what I'm talking about."
Yeah, Harriet laughs and goes, "Oh, this is this is Marine only, huh? This is devil dog shit."
I don't even answer, right? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't break eye contact with him, right? I think I do say, do you know what's out there where the ship is?
It's in an old. The reason why no one's found it is because it's kind of buried in the midst of an old the remnants of an old naval battle.
And you don't have an interest in trying to keep that ship, do you?
He shakes his head and says, "The bard's all I want. So anything bigger than that is ridiculous."
Yeah. So bring them. Anything unknown happens, they're probably first in the fray, and that's good. You save your people.
Yeah.
If things go sideways, you're probably going to lose some of your people, but we can win. I can talk you through handling Obasi.
He stamps it, like he puts his thumb on the wall. And Harriet just shakes her head and says, "Yeah, he's going to talk you through him, all right." And she walks away. Jeremiah, like a lot of shit is like kind of getting stamped by one side, stamped by the other. It's kind of coming back to you to make sure it's legit. Is there an effect you want to have on this thing as like the merchant? Like, is there a way you want to push it or something?
Yeah, I was trying to decide about that. I guess it honestly, it kind of comes down to what I know about sort of Mozzie politics and like what kind of rulers they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Well, I think the interesting. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's go to Misha. Misha, what kind of rulers are your family?
They're not.
Why am I answering that shit?
They're not flat out like dictators or anything, but
right.
Like any group that's been in power probably longer than they probably should be, there's some graft, there's some incompetence at certain levels.
Yeah.
But overall, they're not bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're anti-imperial, which seems cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of rumors are there about Captain Shu's pirates? Like as far as how they like, are they leave no witnesses kind of pirate? Like,
I think they do their best to, but they're not above spacing somebody. I mean,
well, space is a harsh place. That's
yeah.
Huh. I think I think kind of because of how Aiden was raised and he feels like an underdog,
Yeah.
He gets that same vibe from the pirates. So he probably does try to make it so that the deal favors them somewhat.
Cool.
Like
Cool.
Like
yeah.
a very light thumb on the scale kind of a thing.
Nice. Yeah, you're about to do that, and then you see Shu and Harriet give a look to each other, and she says, "Are we ready to put in the final request for this thing?" He says, "They're never going to go for this. Yeah, do it." And she like puts in the final thing, right? It's like, and Adama, you're like having a drink with your sister, and like a clerk runs over and says they put in a final request, and Aiden, like, you saw it go through,
Yeah.
so you know like what they're requesting is that the duchy is dissolved within 10 years of the next heir and turned into a republic, which is like what this was supposed to be back in the day when it originally got settled, and the it never quite happened, right? Yeah. And Misha, your sister like says the worst curse she knows about some kind of bred, animal bred to survive this planet's genitals, and it's just the worst thing she knows how to say. And she says, it's no deal.
Why?
I'm going to be Duchess for 10 years, then I'm going to hand it over to a fucking republic?
Who says you can't be in charge of the republic?
It's an open vote, Adama.
So spend that 10 years making sure you're the most well-liked and well-respected. Is that really that hard of a concept, sister?
It's going to end up being a sports star or a reality star. These people are idiots. They'll vote for anyone. Do you want me to show you videos of people who were voted in history?
I took the same history class as you did, sister. I remember the tales of the Orange Man very well.
Oh, fuck. We're living in history. God damn it. Cool.
Don't you just want to live in precedented times for once? It's precedented.
I think you and your sister are kind of arguing about it. And yeah, definitely. And yeah, she is not into this. Let's take our break, and we'll figure out if this deal has been kaputsky or if there's a way to drag it out. I love the way you talked to the way what you said to your sister was so logical and like it's pretty good. It's pretty convincing.
Yeah, I mean, Adama's been out past like being the heir, so
right.
Yeah.
I am reminded of like the end of the book Shogun, where the guy who becomes Shogun is like, I do not want to be Shogun. I have no interest. And then like the last line is like, and he became Shogun. So yeah. Anyway, Prime Minister Adama Matsi has a ring to it saying planetary prime minister.
No, why would you do that to
me? And on that note, let's. That didn't cross Adama's mind at all. Hold on, before we go.
Oh God, no.
It didn't?
She doesn't want to be in charge. Why do you think she ran off to join the Scouts?
Yeah, I know, but people
do
do crazy shit all the time and then come back and are like, Prime Minister.
No.
All right. We will be back in a moment. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to take our breaks and stretch and get water and bio break and all that fun stuff. And we'll be back in a second. See you soon.
No electoral college. That's
She can stay Duchess forever, right?
No.
A Dutchy college, right?